Why smart people feel broken in a stupid world. You see patterns others miss. You question systems. You stay quiet in rooms that feel loud with shallow noise. But instead of feeling ahead, you feel tired, disconnected, disillusioned, sometimes even broken. Let's talk about the hidden burden of being aware in a world that rewards numbness. You ever feel like, the smarter you are, the harder life gets? Like the more aware you become, the more tired you feel? You notice patterns other people miss. You question things that most people accept without blinking. You sit in a room and feel overwhelmed not by the noise, but by how shallow everything sounds. And instead of feeling like you're ahead, you just feel exhausted, disconnected, alone. Like maybe there's something wrong with you for not being able to just go with the flow. But no, you're not broken. You're just awake in a world that's asleep. Let's talk about it. First of all, being smart isn't about test scores. Aware of systems, power, emotions, patterns. It's about being aware. You see through the mask people wear. You sense the tension in a conversation before anyone says a word. You feel the weight of something fake even when everyone else is clapping. And while that kind of awareness is powerful, it's also heavy. Because the truth is once you see it, you can't unsee it. You notice how performative things are. You see how success is often tied to compliance, not creativity. You see how a lot of what we're told to chase doesn't actually mean anything. And it's lonely, because not everyone sees what you see. The world doesn't reward depth. Let's be real, most systems around us are built to reward people who follow, not question. In school, you're rewarded for getting the right answer, not for asking the uncomfortable question. In the workplace, the loudest voice gets the credit, not the one who stayed up all night thinking about how to actually fix the problem. So if you're someone who thinks deeply, who questions, who reflects, you might have been told, you think too much, don't be so sensitive, why can't you just be normal? Eventually, you start to quiet down, not because you agree but because you're tired of explaining yourself. And that leads to hyperthinking fatigue. Your brain's always spinning, not just worrying but thinking, layer after layer. What ifs, why this happens, what it really means. You're playing chess in your mind, while the world is playing checkers and calling it deep. And when you try to bring it up, you get blank stares. Or worse, people tell you to relax or not take things so seriously. So you internalize it, you go quiet again. And that silence, it's not peace, it's self-protection. People think you're fine because you seem fine. Another thing smart people often deal with is emotional invisibility. You're usually the one people go to for advice, the calm one, the thinker, but no one stops to ask how you're doing, because you don't fall apart in public, because you can explain your pain instead of crying about it. But explaining pain isn't the same as healing it. Sometimes you just want someone to sit with you in your silence, not try to fix it, just be there. That rarely happens. So again, you go back inside your head. And there's this weird lie we're told, that if you're smart, life should be easier, like your intelligence should protect you from struggle, that you should always be successful, confident, stable. But here's the thing, being smart doesn't make you immune to trauma, it doesn't protect you from loneliness, it doesn't stop you from feeling misunderstood. In fact, sometimes it makes it worse, because you're more aware of what's missing. You don't just feel lost, you know exactly why. You don't just feel disconnected, you understand the mechanics of that disconnection, and that kind of knowing, it can eat at you. Then there's the existential side. You ever just sit and feel like nothing makes sense? Like, why are we all chasing things that don't matter? Why do people post about self-love but still hate themselves in silence? Why does everything feel fake and loud and fast and empty? You try to find meaning, you look for depth, but the world feels stuck on surface mode. And that's when the exhaustion hits. Not the physical kind, the existential kind, like you've lived too much in your own mind, and now nothing feels real. So what now? Here's something. You're not broken. You're just in the wrong environment. You weren't built for a world that thrives on speed and shallow validation. You weren't meant to be surrounded by constant noise, fake connections, and productivity for the sake of survival. You're not crazy for feeling off. You're not too much. You're just more aware than most people are ready for. And that's not a flaw. It's a sign you still feel. You still care. And in a world that's trying to numb everyone out, that's a quiet kind of strength. So here's your permission. Stop forcing yourself to fit in. Stop pretending you're fine just because other people don't understand your depth. Start honoring the way your brain works, the way your heart sees. Find slow people, quiet people, deep people. They're out there. They're tired too. And if you can't find them yet, be that person for yourself. Protect your energy. Create what you wish existed. Say no to what drains you, even if everyone else is saying yes. Because maybe, just maybe, you're not broken. Maybe you're just early, and the world, it might catch up. But even if it doesn't, you can still build a life that feels like home for you. That's it. You don't need to fix yourself. You just need to stop abandoning yourself for a world that doesn't see you yet. You're just rare. You're not alone. And rare things, they take time to be understood. Thank you for listening, subscribe and like.